I'm a 911 dispatcher. I received a call that shouldn't be possible. I worked as a 911 dispatcher for almost 9 years. That's long enough for fear to stop being personal. When you first start, every call feels urgent. Every scream lands in your chest. You imagine faces. You imagine outcomes. And you take the job home with you. But that doesn't last. Eventually, emergencies become data. You learn how to filter panic from information. You stop thinking about what might happen and focus only on what can be done next. People think that makes you cold. It doesn't. It makes you functional. That's why when the call came in on line 7 at 2:17 a.m., I answered it without hesitation. 911, what's your emergency? The caller didn't speak right away. All I could hear was breathing on the other end of the line. Not panicked, not rushed, but measured. It was close enough to the microphone that I could practically feel the moisture of it. I need help, the caller said. I don't know where I am. That line alone doesn't raise alarms. Disorientation is common. Head injuries, intoxication, sleep disturbances. Okay, I said. Are you injured? No. Can you tell me what you see around you? They paused. The silence went on long enough that I checked my headset connection. It's a room, he said. But it doesn't behave like one. I began typing, recording everything that was being said. The caller described details that didn't fit together. They described walls that bowed inward, a ceiling that felt unfinished, and a door without seams, hinges, or hardware. Is the door locked? I asked. No, he replied. It just doesn't open. I flagged the call as possible psychological distress and continued protocol. Then he said something that didn't make sense and caught me completely off guard. You're leaning slightly to the left, he said. Your chair squeaks when you adjust. I stopped typing. I took a deep breath before I responded with, Sir, how can you see me? I can't. I remember you. I motioned for my supervisor, Diane. She leaned over my shoulder, listening through my headset. Ask him his name. Sir, what's your name? There was no hesitation on his end. Daniel Morris. Diane's posture changed immediately. Her face went pale, like she'd just seen a ghost. Or heard one at least. Daniel Morris had worked this floor 7 years earlier, the overnight shift. He had minimal complaints, no disciplinary actions. He disappeared halfway through his last shift. He didn't call out or resign, and they never found his body. When they finally came to clear off his belongings from his workstation, his console was found logged in. Line 7. Diane pulled the archived call logs. Line 7 had been flagged multiple times over the years for technical inconsistencies. No one had ever thought to escalate it. Dispatchers rotated assignments frequently. Continuity was a foreign concept around here. We laid the logs side by side to compare. All throughout the years, they contained the same information. Same voice, same phrasing, same calm. All recorded by different operators. All calls marked completed, no resolution. Daniel, do you know what year it is? It's still Tuesday. That's not an answer. You haven't transferred me yet. The timestamp on our system flickered. For a fraction of a second, it displayed a date from 7 years earlier, then corrected. Diane muted the call, Her voice was quiet when she spoke. He's answering like he's still on the line. She unmuted. Daniel, we're going to get you help. That's what you said last time. Diane terminated the call. That was the first protocol violation. The call rang again immediately. Same line. This time, the system auto-answered. You're not supposed to hang up. The temperature in the room dropped sharply enough to trigger a facility alert. One dispatcher removed her headset and left. No one stopped her. We spent the next hour reviewing prior calls. Every dispatcher who stayed on the line longer than 12 minutes either resigned within 6 months or disappeared without formal separation. None of them had criminal histories. None had mental health flags. They simply stopped existing within institutional memory. They're paying attention now. Who is they? He paused. The ones behind the walls. The monitors flickered. For less than 2 seconds, every screen displayed a live feed of our dispatch floor from above. It was as if there were cameras inside the ceiling tiles, all watching from angles that did not exist. Behind my chair, something stood, not moving, but observing. The transcript window began populating text before I spoke. My responses appeared, word for word, timestamped several minutes ahead. You always answer like that. Answer like what? Like you think the rules protect you. Diane attempted to escalate to IT. The call audio replaced her outgoing line. That never helps. The recording captured breathing. Breathing that couldn't possibly belong to anyone on the line. Line 7 was decommissioned. The console was removed, and the physical port was sealed. All facilities were signed off. Yet, the line still rang. 7 nights later, at the same time, I heard the breathing again, even though I was on a different console. I didn't transfer the call. I didn't report it. I stayed. I asked what happens when a dispatcher stops being useful. There was a pause, longer than any before. The answer wasn't a voice. It was a function. At 2:17, line 7 lit up. I said, 911, what's your emergency? Breathing. Close and familiar. I don't know where I am, the caller said. The room is wrong. The system filled the name automatically. Daniel Morris. Status resolved. Below it, a new line appeared. Replacement. Active. And it was my name.